Hi, this is Yang Wang. You guys can call me Philip, the team leader of Yo-Yo Friends, and today we're not doing anything yo-yo related. Today I am a table tennis player, and I'm gonna go through all my equipment and accessories and miscellaneous items to keep my equipment in top shape. I also help assemble paddles for my close friends, and I also help assemble some club paddles as well. Okay, so my blade of choice ever since 2021 to 2022 is the Xushin Dynasty Carbon, the Xushin version, not the regular black tack. So they call this the blue tack or Xushin Lanbiao. And a brief history of me with blades is I'm a huge Stiga fan. I just really like their feel. I started with the all wood when I take this seriously in college. And yeah, I just really like the feel of all wood. And due to Stiga have the handle being pretty much hollow, butterfly handles have it's not hollow, so it's more balanced. However, Stiga blades are head heavy most of the time, and it's hollow on the handle, so you get more vibration feeling from Stiga. And this is why I'm a fanboy of them, and I chose this. However, Stiga blades are notoriously not that great in terms of I won't say durability, but just the top ply just threading or just disintegrating or coming off. Another prime example of this is also the W968 or Longwu series from DHS. The reason of that is actually because their super advanced drying or dehydration or drying technique or whatever that makes the wood very, very dry. So when you glue on it, it sticks really on it really hard. So when you take the rubber off, it's very prone to threading. So what I do is I will use preventative measures like 400 grit sandpaper. I will go over it. I will cut a little piece like that with scissors, and I will just rub it across lightly. So I will rub it across, and then after that, I will use a sheet of paper like this. I'll use a sheet of paper like this, and then I will go over it like this really hard, for a minute. And after that, if it's very, very important blade, like a W968 number or a W968 player, or something like this, a very rare Penhold Xushin Dynasty Carbon, I will use a sealant. This is a Joola sealant because this is the first thing I see on Amazon. I would dab this. I'll put the brush onto a sponge. This is just Revolution 3 glue sponge, and I'm gonna go over it on the blade surface, and I'm gonna wait for overnight or 24 hours. Make sure it's cured completely, and I'm gonna go over it with 400 grit sandpaper again, lightly, and then finally using a sheet of paper and just to go over it like this for a minute or two. And the final result is you can see that this is very, very reflective and very, very smooth. Even though it's very smooth, you still went over it with 400 grit sandpaper, so it's not that smooth. It's just rough enough that the rubber you put it on, it sticks, especially Hurricane 3 after boosting because it's really domed. So yeah, that's how I prevent it. Also, this only occurs on made in Sweden Stiga blade. I have another blade. This is the Inspira hybrid carbon. So this one's not made in Sweden. This one's made in Korea. And the green LLC are mostly made in Korea. Not all the time, but most of the time. And this blade, they don't have any issue because this is not made by the standard factory in Sweden, the headquarters in Stiga, and this is. So this is more prone to threading due to their superior drying technique, and this one's not. So this one, usually I don't do much. But yeah, I do that on all blade. Like butterfly blades don't really have that problem, but sometimes I do it. Especially with fish scales. The fish scales are very prone to top line disintegrating and threading. So also finally, the reason why I picked this specific blade is because it has a very huge base power. So this Stiga blade I think is really awesome because for me, I'm a big player. I tend to move backward a little bit away from the table, and I just need that one killer shot that to generate massive speed and spin, especially after the second jump, especially on the second jump after hitting the table on the other side, and you just need that extra spin, arc, and kick to win the point, especially on the forehand. So this one have a huge thick core and also have Textream Sweden patented Textream carbon, very very thin carbon, so you still get the feeling of almost all wood, and also a decently hard top line. So when I do backhand, it's still very decent in speed, also with the carbon support. So backhand punch shot and the slap shot, those are the shots I'm really good at. I'm not really good at backhand loop, unfortunately, especially counter backhand loop. But slap shots, these are great too. Not as great as probably butterfly ALC or any ALC variant, but it's pretty close. And forehand, this is super dominant because of the thick core and also the Stiga feeling, the vibration, and also the texture and carbon helping out. Yeah, so base power, 底劲 is what this blade have. The only thing that rivals it is, I think, W968 National or W968 Player, and or the specialized player version like W968-8, those kind of specialized blade, or -5. And I think -1 is what Mono actually uses, but who cares, right? So that's that, and yeah, so this is my blade of choice. I have two, as you can see here. I brought these two around 2022, 2023. So one has been sitting in the drawer for the 4 years. I've been using this one for 4 years, and now this is just kind of semi-retired. This is still in very good shape. As you can see, the logo is still there, even though I sand it multiple times. I didn't sand it too much. The logo is still there, and I still can use this anytime. Yeah, no problem. So this is my current one, my second blade, and so my rubber of choice. Oh, by the way, before that, rubber protector Nittaku adhesive rubber protect, very very good. It's like a couple bucks each, and if it gets dirty, you can use water and then soap, and just rub it with your hand. Make sure your hand is clean, of course, and then just dry it with a towel. And it will be almost as good as new again. Like the adhesive side is gonna be very sticky again after you do that. Let's say if it gets dirty. So what I do after is I kind of just line it up on the blade, and I use a roller of your choice. So I use like a $4 cup, and just roll it. The roller I use on the rubber as well. Like when I glue rubbers, this is how I do it. Just lightly press it, and then got a perfect adhesion right here. I recently got this Stiga roller thing as well. Never tried it yet. I think this will be better, so I'm gonna use this later in the future. So those are the rollers and adhesive. So the rubber that I choose are for the forehand, the player version of Hurricane 3 blue sponge at 42 degrees at 2.1 millimeter thickness. So the reason why I choose the top of the top player version is after trying like commercial, the bottom, commercial, provincial, national, star, which is this is star, and then the highest is this, the actual national player version. This just had more consistency and more power, base power, not too much, like a couple percent more than the star, and it just feels more consistent. Why complain if I use just a normal national or star instead of this? Not really. Those are fine, but I'm only saving like $20 or $17 in a span of 3 to 4 months, and I just feel like why not just use the best, right? So yeah, so this is what I use. Are these the actual ones that the actual CNT player uses? Probably not. I think what these are the same batch made, but these are kind of imperfect, so it kind of got rejected by them. That's what I think they are, but this is the closest to what the actual national player uses. So as you can see, this has no packaging besides just a 2 protector film on each side and a very hard top protection there, like that. The normal ones have a soft one. So this only applies to the forehand black sponge, black rubber, and blue sponge. The backhand is the same. It doesn't have this hard top sheet thingy. So yeah, and I tried a bunch. So this is Lingao at 42 degrees. I tried Lingao at Liang Junkun, Xu Xin, and Ma Long. They all feel like about 5% within each other. So maybe they're like rubber to rubber variants. They all feel almost the same to me. I don't really have a preference. I just buy whatever is on sale. Like this is like $5 cheaper, I'll get this one. If one Chuqin is $5 or $10 cheaper, I'll get that one. So yeah, 42 degrees, 2.1 National Player Blue Sponge. And then for my backhand is the Star National Hurricane 3. So this one is a tier below that. The reason why I use this is because most of the player now they stop using Hurricane 3 on the background on the back end. So now people are using D05, Dignix 05, Dignix 05, Dignix 09C, like these, Dignix 09C, 05. They're using ESN rubbers like Xiam, Axiom, whatever you call it, GKO and Hyde, C55, C52.5, C57.5, those kind of thing. They're also using Stiga DNA hybrid or those kind of things. Even Wang Chuqin himself is using now Hurricane 8 top sheet with the Hurricane 3 sponge. Very weird and bizarre, but oh well. So, and also the player version feels too hard for me because my backhand isn't very good. It's like more of a punch shot and just a fast carry and fast here, or 快四 you call it in Chinese. So I purposely went down use this version because it's lighter. It's it's lighter. It's easier to hit through, and I'm just not that good at backhand. So this is 38 degrees. I used to use 37 degrees Star model, and I just feel like a little bit too soft for me, especially after boosting. So I went up to 37.5, and then finally I now went to 38, and I feel this is really good for me, and I think I won't go any harder than that. So yeah, this is the backhand, the Star National Hurricane 3, 2.1 degrees, 38 Wang Chuqin, red rubber, orange sponge. So yeah, very typical. Okay, so now the boosters I use. The booster I use are, let's see, Haifu Black for Hurricane 3s. So I think Haifu Black is very good because it kind of doesn't soften the sponge too much. It still makes the sponge very hard. It gives you more support. It won't bottom out at all, and it have a very I would say long comparatively boosting effect. Lasts about 1 to 2 months, and also it really domes rubber a lot. So I will put multiple layers of this on the Hurricane 3, especially on the forehand side, to make sure it's up to speed. And the glue I use to go in junction with the Haifu Black, it's actually pretty controversial. I use Revolution 3.0. I know the most popular one is the DHS number 15, especially for Hurricane 3. Every single pro I know kind of uses that, or Nittaku Fine Zip, but mostly the DHS number 15. I really don't know if that's better or not. I think it is better. I just never tried it. However, I'm not just going for myself. I'm going my friend's paddle, like other coaches' paddle, the club's paddle. So I just need something cheaper, has a huge volume like this. It's 500 milliliter, so I can use this for a couple months or half a year, no problem. And I still use it by myself. So the great side of this is cheaper. It's normal viscosity. It's easy to spread. So I have a lot of time to spread onto the blade after each layer, and so it doesn't dry up really fast and have those balls, and then the surface becomes uneven. And the downside of this is because this is low viscosity, it's mostly like water, right? So when it evaporates, it's less glue layer it's less glue layer. So I need to put a lot of glue. Like usually I do 3 on the rubber. I do 3 on the rubber and 2 on the blade for just a normal person. And I will do 4 sometimes if that person's a pro, like my head coach. I will do 4 on the rubber and then 2 on the blade. Just to really to have that glue layer for elasticity and just more powerful, more cracking sound, more speed, and also to have to form a protection layer, to form like a glue layer. It's like a film that when you tear it, it won't get stuck on the sponge, and I think that is the most important. So because I don't want you to, like, after you tear the sponge and it's stuck, and then you have to rub it with your finger, and then you get blister and all that kind of stuff. So I try to avoid that. So this is the glue and the booster that I use. And for rubber cleaning, I just use the good old classic Spin Refresh. You don't have to use this. Once again, this is just on Amazon, and you can use whatever table tennis rubber cleaner of your choice, as long as just like their table tennis rubber cleaner. Don't use some water and some soap or something. That's not good. And if sometimes it gets super humid and oily on my rubbers, it happens. I will use this thing called Bio Rubber Cleaner and Rejuvenator from Revolution 3. So I'll put a couple drops of this and then just rub it with this cleaner right here. So that is that. But normally after I play, I just use the Spin Refresh. Make sure, top tip, make sure it's completely dry. So after you Spin Refresh, it's completely dry, and then put the film back on. Especially Hurricane 3, because they're prone to oxidization. So I will like use Spin Refresh, use this brush, and then clean it, and then wait for like 10 to 20 minutes. Make sure to check this is all dry, and then put the film on. Okay, so that is that. What is next? So sandpaper done. Okay, so now also for tensor sponge, like I said, the DO5s, the DO9Cs, for the rubbers that I don't use, the boosting method, I would say, for these, I will do 1 to 2 layers of Falco Tempo Platinum. So I've been using like a bunch, like Kailin, this, the non-platinum, the normal long version, and also Haifu Black. So I found the best performance actually Haifu Black and this. This one slightly less performance, but lasts a lot longer, and it doesn't damage the sponge that much. Haifu Black, you had to put multiple glue layer and then put it on, or damage the sponge, and just not a good idea. And it doesn't last as long. This lasts like 3 to 4 months or plus. The downside is this dries forever. This takes a whole day to dry at least. So for DO9C, I'll probably do 1/2 to 2 layers. For DO5, only 1 layer. And then for something stupid hard like the 55 degrees ESN scale, Donic Blue Grip J1, this is like John D. Kuss rubber or something. This would be like 2 layers or 1/2, something like that. So that is that. So for the Haifu Black with the Hurricane 3, that would be booster, glue, 2 to 3 glue after that. Depends on how heavy it is, like the rubber is. If it's heavy, I use, of course, a scale to measure them, because my wrist will hurt if the whole setup is over 190 grams. So I'm trying to keep it around 187 to 189. That's my sweet spot. My wrist won't hurt, and I still get enough power and force into my shot. And then if the rubber side, I'll do 3 layers, and then final booster layer, and then final glue layer, and then 2 on the blade. If it's heavy, then I'll only do 2 in the middle, and then 1 booster layer, and then 1 more glue layer, and then 2 on the blade. So that is that. That's the boosting method and the booster that I use. Okay. And I already went through the Joola sealant and the scale, of course. Sometimes I have more sandpaper. This is like 220 grit sandpaper. So sometimes if my cut isn't perfect, I will wait like 30 minutes to make sure the glue is cured and settled. I will like kind of grind off the jagged edge of imperfect cut like onto the 220 grit sandpaper, and then just to get like that round, even. You don't have to do this. It's like purely try hard, but if you have like a little bit of OC like me, especially on equipment and yo-yos, on table tennis equipment and yo-yos, you can do that. But however, don't do it too hard. You have a risk of the rubber coming off. So yeah, that is that. I actually don't recommend you guys doing that, by the way. The scissors I use is curved scissors from Revolution 3 as well. This has been going on for like 7 to 8 years. I've been using the scissors. Same pair of scissors, and it cuts very well. It's round, And this one's actually a bit dull because I've been using it for so long. And I labeled H3 here because the duller scissors cuts the H3 better, Hurricane 3 better. It's just rounder somehow. Like the new one I got like a year ago. It's a lot sharper, but sometimes I get jagged edges and I have to sand it again. So I use this pair of scissors normally. So that is that. And now the really stupid try hard part. So over here, as you can see, this black box right here, this is a dehydration box. So what this does is it kind of eliminates the humidity inside the blade. So as you know, a blade is made of wood, carbon, glue, and all that stuff. So wood and water isn't a good mixture, as you can see. So I'm just trying to get rid of the moisture. It's humid here in Texas, and also enables me to wash some blades. So this is actually super try hard. Don't try this. So what I do, I just use a spare toothbrush and just a normal dishwashing soap. So let's say a student is nasty and have horrible like dirt on here, especially on the handles on here, and just eyesore, right? So I would I'll put some dishwashing soap here and then lightly with water and quickly brush it, like the handle and surface and wherever is dirty, right? But you want to do this fast. Usually I want to do this within 2 minutes because, like I said, water and wood doesn't mix well. So that is that. But the only reason I want to do that is because after it dries, I can put it into the dehydration box, and after it dehydrates, the blade still weighs less than before I wash it. So I'm still taking all the moisture out, and to make sure that none of the water I'm putting onto the blade is soaking into the sponge. I mean, it's soaking into the core of the blade. That would be very bad. So that's the only reason why I have that. It's more of a gimmick thing because humidity comes back after you take it out. But oh well. So that is that, and yeah. So that is all the equipment I have. All the equipment I use and have, and some top tips from like a very good paddle assembler. And here is a highlight of me playing table tennis, using of course the double hurricanes. Oh god, let me reach it. Using the double hurricanes here, and then yeah, this is a paddle that I use using this setup. So thank you all for watching. Enjoy the highlight, and then bye. Go home. Go home. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Good.